and all. Then take up another.
Don't pretend you're sorry, even if you're crying. You know how to make me worry. I can tell you're lying.
Alright, so hopefully this isn't too bad, but welcome to another vlog. Just a quick little update on everything going on, and just a little quick update on some of the mental health stuff, so let's get into it. Alright, so this past week has actually been pretty good. Been doing pretty good in school, got like 100 on my last exam. Let's see, I did a couple job orientations, and then within the past couple weeks I've actually had a couple of really good photo shoots. Put one right here, another one right there. And then another really cool thing was this past week I was able to be a guest on the Modern Macho podcast.
And today we've got a special guest, my boy Abran. What's up, man?
What's up, fellas?
How you doing?
Oh, it's another day, man. You know, I will say from the jump, you know, when I first started listening to the podcast, because my cousin sent it over to me, I was like, yo, not only, like, low-key, I was like, not only am I going to get involved with these dudes, like, I'm going to hit them up, but I was like, I'm going to be a guest for sure. It's happening. And most of you are probably unfamiliar with the podcast. It's basically these two guys who are trying to foster a community of, you know, mental health, mental awareness, allow vulnerability, and allow men to feel, you know, emotions, because we're not really conditioned to do so all the time. And it's kind of trying, the podcast also wants to kind of dismantle some of that toxic masculinity, which is great, because I think that's very prevalent still nowadays. You know, you have people that are more in tune with their emotions, but you still have some of that posturing. It was really cool to be on the podcast. After kind of listening to it a few times myself, and then having my support system in place and them listening to it too, we kind of came to a consensus that it was a little bit surface level as far as the things that I was talking about, which I'm not overly concerned about. I'm still happy with the podcast as it was. Yeah, I think we'll get into some of the deeper stuff in the next following episodes, so I'm not too worried about it. I've had quite a few people lately kind of reach out to me, and just because they know of how I just talk about things and how much I try and push this mental health awareness. There was one period a couple days ago where for literally 6 hours, and that's not even an exaggeration, for 6 hours I was talking to people about mental health, or just helping them process through certain things. And you know, in any other time, any other context, I think that would have been so draining for me. I mean, it was a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, but where I've assumed I was gonna feel overwhelmed or bogged down, like I wasn't. And I think that's a huge testament to where I'm at now compared to like even a couple months ago when I was back in Texas, or especially a year ago. I couldn't have done that a year ago. I think that just kind of helped solidify this idea in my mind that I'm becoming this champion for mental health. And I don't mean it like, oh, I'm the best. Like, that's not the case at all. By championing, I mean I'm always going to advocate for it. I'm always going to try and push for it. I'm always going to help people process certain things, or ask, you know, questions to kind of help get the process going. I think that's important. So now that I'm having this capacity where I can help more, you know, I just want to push this agenda, this whole perspective more. I want, you know, more people to feel comfortable either going to me or other people and talking about certain things that they're feeling, or just, you know, allowing themselves to feel certain things, because that's not really something that we push in our society, like, at all. So this video is kind of again sort of a check-in and saying, hey, like, I'm in a much better place, I think, because a couple months ago, even within the last year, like on a daily, I would be on an anxiety level. I would say I was at like a 5 consistently every day. You know, some days would be much worse, some days were not so bad. But nowadays, I feel like I'm at like a 2 or 3 on a daily. And usually most of that anxiousness just kind of comes from trying to figure out, you know, time management skills and trying to figure out how I'm going to get this LLC off the ground and all this other stuff, which, I mean, yeah, it can be stressful, but it's not nearly as bad as being at a 5 or a 6 every day. Me having this capacity to talk about certain things or feel comfortable having people reach out to me or me reaching out to other people without feeling overwhelmed is a huge testament to me coming back home. And then also the purpose of this video is just to kind of give you guys some more reminders on certain things that you can do to kind of help boost your own mental awareness. 1, dedicate time to yourself or dedicate time with others is a big thing. For me, I appreciate my solitude. I'm not someone who gets lonely by being alone, if that makes sense. Like, I like kind of being on my own and doing my own thing. I've been having to be more mindful of doing that just because I've been more busy and I've been talking to other people or hanging out with friends and whatnot. So dedicating time with others and by yourself. Take care of your bodies, or your mind is a part of your body. So if you take care of your body, you're going to put yourself in a better position to handle certain things that are going on up here. People put themselves in a less optimal state if you're not getting sleep, or if you're not drinking water, if you're not eating good foods. So take care of your body, exercise, do all that good stuff. If you can, 3, talk to someone, whether that's a trusted friend or a partner, or even if that's seeing a therapist. Even if you're seeing, you know, if seeing a therapist is going to cost you $100 per session, try and see if you can schedule once a month. Something is better than nothing if that's the route that you want to choose. Honestly, for me, I think it'd be dope to just, like I've said this before in that previous video, it'd be dope just to have someone that I can just bitch to for an hour about whatever I want, and they're going to help me. We're going to work as a team in order to get myself in a better state of mind, help me process certain things. I think it's gonna be dope. As soon as I find someone that I can vibe with, it's game over, like, we in there. And then also when it comes to self-care, just remember, it takes practice. You're not gonna get it down on the first try. It takes some trial and error, which, you know, it sounds daunting, it really does, but there's no rule book on, you know, how to get better. Everybody progresses at their own pace. Some people can get stuff done super quickly, and other people it might take a little bit. I'm still I'm still a couple years into this whole, to my own mental health awareness and like what I need to do, but I feel so much better than I did a couple years ago, a year ago, 6 months ago, 2 months ago. I feel phenomenally better, and it's simply because I'm taking measures on a daily basis, and it doesn't have to be anything strenuous. I'm not telling you to do yoga or meditate for an hour or anything like that. To just kind of be mindful of like how you're feeling and acknowledge it, and find little tools and tricks in order to kind of help you feel better, or find certain methods to help process certain issues a little bit better so you're more equipped to handle something else in the future. But it takes practice. It takes a lot of practice, but I can tell you it does sound daunting, and it is a lifelong commitment, but just from someone who's been doing it for a while, I feel so much better. But yeah, just remember that nobody's perfect. Everybody has, you know, certain things that they're gonna want to tackle, or certain things that they don't want to tackle, but they should. But that takes courage, that takes energy, and trust me, from someone who has been there before, it's definitely worth it. Just remember that you are allowed to change. You are allowed to accept things that maybe you don't want to, or you're allowed to shed that guilt, let go of things, forgive yourself, fail, want more, to not be okay. It takes energy. Trust me, I get it. There was a couple months there where my energy was so low because I was just inside my head for a very long time, and I get it. But I'm in such a better place now that I 100% appreciate having taken that time and taken the energy to get to where I am now. And I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep progressing. I'm gonna keep pushing for this movement of healthy perspective and changing things for the better, being a modern macho. And I want to encourage everybody else to do the same. That's the end of the video. Just a quick little check-in on how I'm doing. I'm doing a lot better. I'm doing pretty great. Still more great things to come. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm gonna give you a second again. Just down there. Just click it. Just takes nothing. Just yeah. You guys be safe out there. Please help me push this narrative a little bit. Remember, love, health, and wealth. And I'll see y'all in the next video. All right, take care, guys. Later.